Alright, third graders, so last class you used the Sharpies to go over top all your pencil lines. Now all you have is your self-portrait. It's in black and white. Today we're going to add color to it, inspired by Paul Klee. We looked at his art earlier, so you're a little similar with his abstract style. So to create a painting in the style of Paul Klee, I'm going to apply some water to my self-portrait. It's just clean water. There's no color added to it. This is going to help my bleeding tissue paper stick to my paper. So I'm applying my clean water. Once it is on my paper, I can find a section and lay my bleeding tissue paper very, very gently so it does not wrinkle on top of my self-portrait. Notice how I am taking my time. I'm smoothing it out. You will see that the bleeding tissue paper will get on your hands if you touch it, so try not to touch it, but if you see spots that are wrinkling, you feel free to smooth them down a little bit. So once your bleeding tissue paper is applied to your self-portrait, take your paintbrush, dip it in the clean water, and paint some clean water right on top of your bleeding tissue paper. What's going to happen is the tissue paper will bleed the color onto your self-portrait underneath. Do not take this wet tissue paper off your self-portrait. You want it to dry on there. Once it is dry, we can remove the tissue paper, but we need to let it dry on our self-portrait before we take it off. So once your tissue paper is nice and wet and there's no dry areas, you can go on and do it again with a new color. I'm going to use cool colors because I like the way that they look together. So I'm using my blues, my purples, and my greens, those cool winter colors. Remember, be very gentle. Lay your flat tissue paper on top of your self-portrait. Smooth out any wrinkles. And then use your paintbrush to spread out the water. You really want to make sure your tissue paper is nice and wet in order for the color to bleed through. Anywhere there's a wrinkle, just try and smooth the wrinkle out with your paintbrush. Wet your paper. Wet your paper with some water so your tissue paper sticks. Very gently lay your tissue paper on top of your self-portrait. Try hard not to overlap the colors too much. We don't want to waste this bleeding tissue paper. I did have to buy it, so please be respectful. And do not waste it. Do not let it go to waste. We need this to last for all the third grade classes. If there's some spots in between, like this white area, it is okay if you want to overlap the colors here. But choose your colors wisely. So I have pink on the left and orange on the right. I think I'm going to put yellow right in the middle so that when my colors overlap, they mix well together. I really like to work with warm colors together and cool colors together. As you see where the yellow touched that pink, it turned into an orange. And where the yellow touched the orange, it turned into like a yellow-orange color. Alright friends, it's your turn. Have fun.